Hello! Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday, folks. Hope you're all having a good one. We got a hype train already rolling. Look at that. Kagan Watson, Tadpole Milk, thank you for the resubs. Sammy with a brand new tier 1 sub to the channel. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. Obu Mormachan, thank you so much for gifting that sub. And Axion in with the 16 months. Thank you very much. Welcome on back, everybody. Hope your weekend is treating you well so far. We are here from the Empire's SMP today, where we have to fix a couple of things. Because on the last stream, if you folks were here, you may remember that we attempted to raid a Piglin Bastion. Was successful in the end, but lost 3 things to a Piglin Brute attack. We lost the Elytra, we lost some diamond leggings, and we lost some diamond boots. I have, of course, been able to remake the first, the diamond stuff first, but alas, we are without wings right now, and I would kind of like them. So, we're going to be heading back to the end. We're probably going to be finding a fresh stronghold in order to do that, because I don't know where the stronghold exactly was in Whip's mines, and I don't really feel like going poking around in his backyard. It's a network of tunnels down there. It's quite bizarre. So, instead, I'm going to be heading south, past the mesa, throwing some Eyes of Ender and seeing if we can find our own stronghold, which will be kind of cool, actually. It would be a good idea to have an idea where some of the other strongholds are. Maybe this is one somebody's already found. I don't know for certain. Glam with an L, thank you so much for the 18 months, sorry. A double baby. Indeed, indeed. Thought I also lost my shovel. The shovel wasn't much. The shovel was nice and easy.
Well, that's just
Tyler plays up with the 2 years. Thank you so much for the 2 years of Prime. Wow, 2 years. Gosh, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. Yeah, I'm not just going to ask Sausage for another set of wings. He already gave me one for free. I may as well go and look for them myself. I like raiding the end. It's fun. I also don't want to do any more work around my base because a forthcoming Empires episode, I won't say tomorrow because I don't know if I'm going to be having it ready for tomorrow or not, but my next Empires episode, which will definitely be before Tuesday's stream, so either tomorrow or Tuesday, is I built something at my base now, so I don't want to show that stuff on stream quite yet. So in the meantime, we're going to be doing some stuff away from the base, and just exploring the world a bit more, because I always enjoy doing that. Now, I know that Northwest and Southeast in the end have both been raided, so we're probably going to try and go in one of the opposite directions, basically, from those, but obviously the further you get out, the more likely it is that we'll find something anyway, so we should be fine. So I'm going to log into the old server. No spoilers, exactly. Just for Freak, thanks so much for that 10-month resub. I'm happy to be back in Empires as well, and it looks like we are on level 2 of the hype train, folks. I'm the only one online right now. There does not seem to be anybody else online today. So I think Joel was on earlier, but outside of that, we have a completely fresh world to run around in. But other people might be popping up here and there. We will see. I doubt anybody's going to want to join me out in the end, so not to worry about that. So I've already got myself some blaze powder. I had some blaze rods lying around from my last visit to the Nether Fortress, and I have enough ender pearls from trading with clerics to unlock the stronghold portal. However, I would like to get a few more just for safety's sake, and so I'm going to head back to my village over here and trade with a few more clerics. Shaylee, thank you so much for the 12-month resub. Everyone spam the word nerd in the chat, please, while I reset my Stream Deck, because I always forget to do this. I should really just have it launch the Stream Deck software fresh every time I start a stream, because apparently something in my stream start screen is what causes it. There we go. That's a W. Thank you so much, Shaylee, for the 12 months, the full year of support. Enjoy your nerd sub badge. Welcome to the Nerd Herd. And Ginger, thank you for gifting a sub as well. So if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome along. This is Empire's SMP. This is a server I play on with a group of fabulously talented content creators, a list of whom you can find in the description of every Empire's SMP video on my YouTube channel. This is a cleric, and we'll be collaborating with them throughout the season. The idea is that each of us has our own empire and specializes in trading a specific type of resource to the others, and the trade deals and alliances and conflicts between empires are what kind of drives the plot of the series. In my case, though, I am building the Empire of the Past. I'm effectively doing some world building here on the server so that it feels like the world has a history to it, and so that there are dungeons and mysterious sites of occult significance around the world for people to stumble upon and discover. And I'm having a blast doing that so far. My main base is going to be a ruined capital city of an empire that no longer really exists. And in terms of what I'm trading, I'm just kind of filling in the gaps for people. I am trading basically whatever anybody else wants to farm, more or less. Like, if anybody wants a specific type of resource and nobody else currently trades it, I'm going to try and fill in those gaps where I can. But yeah, today we're going out to the end in search of more Elytra because I've lost mine. And we're going to start by making a lot of Eyes of Ender. And if we have any spare, then we might end up making an Ender chest as well, because I have one on me and I have a Silk Touch pickaxe, but I can always do with more. We are about 1,200 blocks south, or no, we're about 800 blocks south, 1,200 blocks west or so. And that's hopefully going to be far enough away from the other stronghold, which I know is in the north part of the map, that we can throw an Eye of Ender and end up going, ooh, in this direction. Interesting. And good. Okay, we got the pearl back. So I was watching the rest of Illumina's speedrun at GDQ, where he speedran Minecraft 1.19. And yeah, they got really bad luck with their Eye of Ender throws, where the eye broke the 2 times they threw it to try and get like a decent direction for the stronghold. So that was really quite funny. Plasso, thank you so much for the 14 months, and Stay Puff with the 45. Gosh, the 45-month resub. Thank you so much. Any hints on next Survival Guide episodes? We got a bunch of stuff we can cover. I haven't started recording one yet, but it will probably be coming out midweek this week. And we could talk about a lot of stuff. We could talk about Skulk Catalyst spreading Skulk blocks. We could talk about Skulk Sensors, which I've learned a bit more about since we last met. I could do a bit more work on the Ancient City Restoration project. I could do a bit more work on, you know, any number of things, really. I could do more terraforming at the base, although I need to have some sort of subject for terraforming, ideally. That's another eye. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Landed right in my pocket, that one. Still grasping the idea of molding the world like clay. It's a fun concept. You don't have to stick to it 100% of the time. Like, you don't have to have, like, a 1-to-1 ratio of blocks mined versus blocks placed, but it is still kind of worth keeping that stuff in mind. It's like you're shaping the landscape a little bit instead of just flattening it. It's really just a mantra to keep in mind, to keep yourself out of the bad habit of just making everything flat. Because unless you plan on putting the landscape back into place, a flat area, unless it's like a modern city with a much more sprawling footprint, is going to always feel a little bit too sterile for me. I always like something feeling a bit more organic when it comes to the world to explore. Dr. Mel Warrior, thank you for the 200 bits. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Been enjoying the videos for Empire Season 2. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying them. I'm absolutely loving it. It's so nice to be back on a multiplayer server and with a bunch of very talented builders and just having some fresh ideas. And, like, I've kind of fallen into this difficulty in Survival Guide with committing to building projects because they so often take more than a single episode to produce, and I like to keep the topics for Survival Guide varied from video to video, and I can't really sustain something like that, whereas, you know, I could do just one video about building and have it be building a ton of stuff, but it would take me 3 weeks or something to make. So yeah, that's my current problem with building in Survival Guide. And so having a series like Empires where I can do some building, and as long as I just stay on theme, it's all going to work out fine, is actually quite refreshing. Give me a few more... Can we place vines on the underside of vines that have already grown? Like, can I add to that? No, I can't, of course not. Okay, cool. So let's just pillar up here, because I want to get that Eye of Ender back. I think it didn't break, so it should be up here in the tree. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. How's 1440p rendering time? It's good. Yeah, no, it's been fine. Somebody also let me know that if you hold down Control when you click Render in Replay Mod, it basically activates like a high priority rendering or high performance rendering feature which basically just doesn't update the preview of the render with every single frame of the render. It just does it every like 50 frames or something, which is kind of ideal actually, because it means that I can not worry so much about that. And it also improves the performance ever so slightly. Yeah. I have a feeling that once I get over here and throw another Eye of Ender, it's going to come back this way, and it's going to be underneath the bamboo jungle here, but we will have to see what happens. In fact, I might row out into the center of this open watery area, because that way it'll be nice and easy to spot which direction the eye goes. How about that? Let's go. Oh, okay, it is still going that way. Still going into the jungle. Interesting. So this one, like, I genuinely thought that the stronghold we'd already been to was kind of northwest, but I guess we are quite far west now. And so it's actually kind of in the west-northwest, I guess. So the other one we went to must have been in the east. Not going through Fwip's stronghold. I don't know exactly where in his tunnels we came out. I was just following a herd of people at the time. So yeah, no idea. No idea where that was. This looks like another good spot to throw the eye. Because I think we must be like... We're on the ring at this point, right? Like, I'm pretty sure. Judging by our coordinates here and everything. Oh, absolutely we are. We're back that way now. We have not had a single break this entire time, which is really good. Oh, and now we're going that way. All right, we are definitely zeroing in on it. Gives me plenty of potential ender chest supplies. Although strongholds underneath the jungle are never the best. Oh, hang on. Ah, somebody has been here. This must be the staircase down to the stronghold. So someone's been to this one already? That would be ideal, actually. Then I don't need to use any of these eyes at all. Because I know Joel went out to the end again, so he might have found this one. Boy, this is a long way down, though. It'd be so funny if this was just a dummy tunnel and it led to nothing. Nope, it leads to the stronghold. Perfect. Didn't think I was going to land on that, but there you go. Hey, floating vines. You love to see it. Wow, Lush Cave. Lush Cave Stronghold. I love these. Incredible. Okay, where's the portal? Yeah, this is all just caves, 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 caves. I'll follow the torches. That's a library. Kind of tempted to snaffle some of the books, to be honest with you. Fight the Ender Dragon. I could if I had enough Ghast Tears, but I don't believe I do. Let's go back this way. Alright. Spider dungeon in a stronghold. Very nice. Reroute the staircase so the guy who finds the stronghold is pranked. I don't know if they're going to come back here. But that's a pretty cool find. This doesn't really lead to anything. Just broke those vines. Yeah, dead end. Is this a server? Yes, this is a private whitelisted server full of a group of content creators. We are called Empire's SMP. You can look us up on YouTube. A lot of floating vines in here, actually. That's quite fun. Still no idea where our portal might be, though. Is this the way we just... Alright, interesting. Yikes. Thanks for the free gunpowder. Oh, more free gunpowder. Well, no free gunpowder from that guy. Okay, there's a torch here, but no sign that anybody went that way. Curious. This whole place is very broken up. There's a chest up there that looks like they might not have got. Oh, they did. Should have expected that, really. That doesn't seem to lead anywhere. Unless this person just didn't light up the way to the portal. Broken door. Was this me? Well, that's mob jail over there. Broken doors are just the zombies.
Well, that's just prime.
Never understand why people don't break the iron doors while they're traveling around these places. Right, nothing there. Yeah, this is really bizarre. Definitely a maze, yeah. Like, in a minute, it's going to turn out that whoever's done this has made a portal directly to it as well. They're going to have set up a nether portal somewhere. Alright, we're in. It was over here, I guess. Completely isolated. How bizarre. Alright, they've broken the spawner already. Let's go to the end. And much as I wish we could fight the dragon today, we are not going to do that. We have one gateway open. It looks like nobody else has fought the dragon at this stage. I'm going to get a couple more ender pearls. And so I guess Joel said he went northwest. And I guess Sausage went southeast. Cool. Thank goodness for looting. Alright, we got 5, that'll do. So what I think we're going to do is make our way around the inner ring of islands and try and branch out in a completely new direction. Everything look good on the stream and stuff? Because I do have a little extra boost of gamma, which looks absurdly bright to me, but if you feel like the stream needs it, then we can always throw that on, but as long as it looks fine, then that's good. Just pouring myself some tea. Oh, didn't I already have wings? Yeah, I lost them. If you were here on the last stream, then you'll know how. If you weren't, I ended up going to look for a piglin bastion in the hopes of finding a magma cube spawner. I ended up raiding one that didn't have a magma cube spawner, but I thought just looked like a fun thing to raid. And a piglin brute killed me. I died fairly far away from lava, but people in chat said that they still heard the sound of like items burning in lava. I came back and there were no piglins wearing any of my equipment, but I had lost my shovel, my leggings, my boots, and my elytra. So either a piglin picked them up and walked into lava later on, maybe like attacking a hoglin or something like that, or yeah, for whatever reason my my gear just evaporated. But like going back and looking at the clip, it looks like all of my equipment just falls like where I died, but maybe it just didn't render the physics of the items being flung out from me or something. I don't know. When am I going to start building? Already have. That's why we're not at my base today, because I've already built some stuff and I don't want to spoil for the next episode, which is going to be sometime this week, probably. Alright, so I've got some jungle slabs. Let's see. We got north, west has been explored, south, east has already been explored. So let's try going either northeast or southwest. I think we'll try going this way. There's a couple of bridges out in that direction. Alternatively, we could just go straight west, like as far as possible, but I think that's the direction we went when we first arrived here. I think I'm going to stick to the inner ring for the minute and then try and head northeast. Imagine dying and respawning at my base? I wouldn't, because I've set my spawn somewhere else and broken my bed, so I would respawn at spawn. But hopefully dying is not going to be a problem. I'm going to be spending a lot of time chatting to you folks while we do some bridging. We got some boats in case of Enderman emergencies. And I think if we find an Elytra quite early, which I doubt we will, but if in case we do, we'll probably just go and raid some more cities. Just to get shulker boxes and stuff. That's why I don't like the endless bridging, yeah. I'm with you there. So we could go straight across that way, or we could go this way. I'm kind of more tempted to go this way right now. There we go. It's all about finding a good angle. And an angle that's not going to have you accidentally looking at any Enderman. we go out from here, we'll probably hit that landmass. Step 1 to getting Elytra, just getting Elytra? True. Should really have done this when I had my first set of wings, so that I wouldn't be in dire trouble having lost them, but... Why not keep the pearls in my hotbar? Because I know what I'm doing, I guess. I mean, granted, I don't need really need my axe or my shovel out here, but... I'm pretty confident that I won't need the pearls imminently. Of course, hubris has tripped me up in the past. Never leave without 2 pairs of wings? Yeah, I left without any pairs of wings. Because I was returning mythical sausages stuff to the overworld in case I died. Let's make a few more sets of slabs just in case. This is why I always bring wood to the end, because it's so much easier to make a ton of slabs out of material that splits down into 8 times the amount of material. Is there anyone online? No, it's just me. Just me right now. Joel was on earlier. Being tall, you know. Just had to complete that bridge. Hello, hello. Well, we have at least a city here. I don't see any boats attached to it. We will look for signs that this has been raided. Because honestly, it wouldn't be too bad if we just follow... Oh, here we go. There's a bridge out to it, yes. So if we follow a grid from here, if we just go directly east, then there's a good chance we'll come across a different place. Although, it's interesting that this one has a bridge to it, meaning that whoever's gone out here probably didn't have an Elytra yet. I'm wondering if this was us on our first mission, because we went quite a way. There are still some shulker boxes here. Or shulkers, rather. Technically, I suppose they have boxes, but... Doesn't look like this one's been raided the conventional way at all. We might as well come up here for the boxes. Anyone else find end cities really weird to raid now that shulker cloning is a thing? Because they always end up in weird places. Like, more so than you'd expect. I am kind of curious to see if there's any loot at the top of this. I could honestly do with some iron just in case I need to recraft a shield. But it seems like this one has not really been raided. Or if it has, they left the front door alone. Which would be a surprise, and yeah, this tower is definitely as populated as I'd expect a fresh end city to be. So much nicer raiding one of these with an infinity bow and decent armor, though. Okay, somebody's left all of this if they were here. Although this looks like the kind of stuff that I would leave. The other weird thing about clone shulkers is sometimes that they don't open up, but they can still fire at you. Like this one. That's cheating. These shulkers are hacking. Check I didn't wash any down here. Nah. There's one more loot tower up there, which I might go and get. If I'd brought an abundance of materials, I would fill in the corners on this spiral staircase, but I did not. There's another couple of dudes around here. It's that way. I was thinking the Enderman is saying hi. There's a couple of different things they say that if you play it backwards, it actually says something. I forget exactly what it is they say. Alright, love when I block and it doesn't block. Hey, another shulker head. One says follow the eye. I mean, we did. So it was right. Whenever you're ready. Cool. Are the heads a vanilla tweaks feature? Yes. They are one of the data packs we have. Ooh, what are you? Efficiency 3, Unbreaking 3. Hey, not bad. Not the worst. I'm okay for pickaxes right now, but I'll take backup tools. So yeah, already got a decent amount of shulker shells, which is lovely. We'll put the remainder of the loot in here as well, and I think while I've got the mats on me, I might as well craft a shield for later, just in case. Does this lead up to loot tower number 2? I guess it does. We'll nab the ender chest from here as well. Some good stuff in this ender chest. This is one of the short towers. Which is good, because the other ones have far too many shulkers in. And they multiply as soon as you get in there. Alright. Elevate me, please. How do you get bundles in Minecraft? You use a Vanilla Tweaks data pack to add the recipe in Java Edition. And in Bedrock Edition, you don't get them at all. Unfortunately. Alright, we'll get those in a minute. Diamond shovel, better than the one I already have. That's good. And tons of gold, plus a protection for helmets. I'll take it. Yeah, we'll throw those in there too. Probably swap the shovel in, actually. The horse armor and the beetroot seeds I will leave, because I expect most people aren't going to bother raiding this city because it looks like someone else already has. We have one more potential stop over there. If we want to use an ender pearl to get over there. That could have been a little tricky. I guess this one will have loot up here as well, won't it? It's a shame that horse armor is useless. I mean, it's not if you ride horses regularly, I just don't. Oh, should have checked this one immediately. Hello, Mending Fortune 3 shovel. Anybody want some gravel? A looting sword, mending chest plates, iron gear. Not gonna take it, but it's still not too shabby. Spare silk touch pickaxe, love those. Big fan of those. I know, I didn't go back for the shulker shells that I said I was going to go back for, but it's not to worry, you can farm these things at this stage. Like, I don't know if I will set up a shulker farm for Empires, but it's certainly something we could try. Like, the ones with scaffolding that they have made on Hermitcraft recently are really quite impressive. And pretty simple to set up. Okay, that one's not even firing at me anymore. The one underneath there was... Alright, you're open. I don't know how you get away with that. Thank you. I don't have feather falling on these boots yet, so I need to be a bit careful. Alright, here's our other cake tower. Alright, that one teleported. Another ender chest for me. Alright, we're good. Did we finalize the resources to trade before the SMP started? Yeah, pretty much. Except for me, obviously, because I'm kind of a wild card. That is a nice pickaxe. That's like exactly the same as the one I've got on me that I had to spend levels after levels getting. That's not bad. 42 shulker boxes as well. Pretty good. I'm going to stash that in here for now, just in case I die or something. Bit of gold as well. Mending shovel. We'll leave this stuff here. I might take one saddle, just because, you know, occasionally people say, have you got a saddle? But yeah, I already have, like, nearly a stack of shulker shells with the ones I already had from the last raid, so that's good. I could really do with some enchanted leggings, but for those I'd really have to go to the deep dark, because ancient cities have leggings with... Alright. Hello. That guy was like, excuse me, you haven't paid the toll. And I was like, get out of my face, please. Are Elytra allowed? What do you mean Elytra allowed? Yeah, of course they are. That's why I'm here. Because I would like a set of wings. I currently don't have one, because piglins are awful. Alright, now let's get a beat on which direction we're going here. I think... we were going to go north... We were going to go east, weren't we? Did the flying machine trick to escape over the void without killing the dragon on one of the servers and the admins got mad at you? I mean... was there a rule against it? Let's take a quick set of coords here. 1230 on the Z-axis. So we're going to try and stick as close to that as we can. And if we go along the same Z, but, like, change the X... hopefully, if what people say is true about this dimension, we should find ourselves at another end city. Hey, Rob, thanks for the raid, buddy. Welcome in. How's the Lego build? I hope it was a bit of fun. Tactical Satsuma, thank you for the 23 months. Marky and Vieminator, thank you so much for the resubs. There wasn't a specific rule against flying machines, but they wanted killing the dragon to be a server event. Yeah, fair. I think if it's the first time and the dragon hasn't been killed yet, you kind of have to have it by prior arrangement, so it kind of makes sense, yeah. They don't want people getting endgame gear before everybody has had a chance to. Yeah, it looked like a really cool set. Very happy for you. I know Joel recently got, Joel, my podcast co-host, not Joel Smallish Beans, got the Optimus Prime Transformers Lego set, and that looks really awesome. Because it actually transforms, which, you know, is obviously a feature of Transformers, but is not generally speaking a feature of Lego. So the stuff they've been able to do with, like, Technic pieces and stuff is apparently pretty impressive. It's like a really decent size, too. Yeah, we're still on the 1200s-ish. Just craft a few more of these. Have I seen the playable Mario Nintendo Lego set? The one that's like a giant question mark cube? I have seen that one. I've seen a couple of Twitch streamers build it, actually. Seemed like a fun set for Twitch nerds to get on stream. When there's sets where you could make multiple sets out of the same bricks. I mean, yeah, they used to do that all the time. Like, the Lego I grew up with had different possible designs printed in the same instruction booklet, yeah. Like, I had one of the kind of old school, like, 90s spaceman Lego sets, which was like a giant robot, but it could also turn into, like, a personnel carrier kind of thing. Like, it was pretty neat, but it wouldn't transform directly from one into the other, whereas the Transformers one, like, actually has moving parts, so he turns from a truck into, like, the Optimus Prime robot form. Actually struggling to see your stream because stage 1 of the Saturn V is blocking the screen. That's funny. Well, it is in the void of space right now, so good place for it, I think. Oh, we're there. At this stage, even though we have the shulker and the ender chest and stuff, and it's got a decent amount of good stuff in it, I'm still immensely paranoid. And I'm not used to toggle sneak, so I don't trust myself enough to use it. So it is little finger workout time. I think we'll go this way and then keep going east. We're slightly off course here, but any insight for when 119.1 will drop for the LA breeding with amethyst shards? Probably when they've ironed out some of the community's issues with the reporting feature. Because the main reason they've gone back to the drawing board on it is not because of allays, it's because everybody dislikes the player reporting stuff. So never then? I mean, it's going to happen eventually. But I think there is a way that they can earn back some goodwill from the community and implement this in a way that's going to work. And I'm part of a Discord lounge which they have with a bunch of content creators, and right now everybody is giving feedback in there about how they and their community feel about the feature. And Mojang is listening to that. They're not just trying to turn a blind eye. They're not going to not implement it because it's a safety feature designed to protect children, but they are also going to take into account how it can be potentially abused. And like, it's clear that a lot of people found exploits with it quite quickly, which seem like legitimate exploits and not just them trying to get the service removed because they don't like it. Like, it does seem like there are genuinely some ways to get around, and not get around bans, but basically have people falsely banned. And yeah, it's unfortunate that the timing was what it was, because people were already mad at them for, like, perceived missing features from 119, right? And then they were like, by the way, here's something that, you know, the scaremongers amongst the community are going to turn into, well, you can get permanently banned from Minecraft for not doing anything. Does the group include non-creator players? No, but non-creator players can give their feedback basically any way they want to. There's a feedback site for it. People have already spammed the Reddit thread with, I don't like this, here is how I would have done it better, or here's how I would have not done it at all. I'm in a Discord server that's been discussing the feature of what I've seen. There's a number of people that are concerned about this being the beginning of the end. They've said that for years. Like, I don't think you ever need to treat anything in Minecraft as the beginning of the end, when people thought Microsoft acquiring Minecraft was the beginning of the end. and that happened 7 years ago, and the game has gone through a massive resurgence in popularity since then. You know, there's always going to be some people trying to stir up stuff or scaremongering or saying, you know, Microsoft is being too heavy-handed in this or that, and like that's just naturally the way things go with any new feature which people aren't always going to like. The fact is, like, it says that Indivi says there need to be a good human review system in place no matter what automatic precautions they take. On Java Edition, it is only going to be human reviewed, and you can be as cynical as you want about that, but I have had several reassurances that that is the case. Like, they never plan to implement an automated system, and there is apparently like a hybrid of automated and human review on Bedrock right now, which has significant flaws of its own. But they only intend this to be human reviewed. And honestly, like, the experience I've had, I was a moderator on Club Penguin for 4 years, and Club Penguin had a peak player base of about 200 million players, I think maybe even more, at the peak when I was part of the moderation team. And reports from that number of players is, like, absolutely manageable by a human team. Like, my team we had maybe 20 people in the UK office, and, like, there were a bunch of people over in Kelowna in BC, Canada, where Club Penguin's founders set up their office, and there was a secondary team in Australia, I think, as well, that was kind of similar to our office, so maybe, like, I don't know, 50 people worldwide working on it. Yeah, we absolutely managed that. And, like, it's Microsoft. Like, obviously, Club Penguin was owned by Disney, same thing. Like, if it's about the amount of human resources they can put into it, they're going to do that. Say Mojang is turning into EA. I mean, they've said that since they added a store to Minecraft, despite the fact that the Minecraft marketplace helps fund creators who make content for the marketplace and allows them to have a source of income that allows them to just make maps for Minecraft. You know, like, something like this is always going to be seen as a waste of money and a money grab at the same time, which is personally a very weird concept to me, but... You know what, I'm not even going to bother raiding this one. This doesn't have a ship. It doesn't even look like it has any decent, like, loot rooms. So I'm probably just going to leave it be. And keep going east. What's up, Crunchwood? Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good one. Am I the only one online? Yes. Yeah, I don't believe anybody's logged in since I've been playing. Do you think the issue could subside if the report ban wasn't for all multiplayer and just server IP based? Honestly, I would be fine with them splitting LAN multiplayer out of regular multiplayer. I think that would be a good idea, but like for it to be server based, that's just the system we have right now where server admins are going to ban you. I think if it was possible to just ban players from Realms, I think that should be a valid option as well, because Realms is a service that Mojang controls, and obviously they have a vested interest in making sure that Realms is a safe service for players to use, because it's something that they operate. And they already have a profanity filter system set up on Realms, which you can disable if you don't want it, but it is there. So I do think, yeah, they have some stuff in place already to make Realms a safer experience for younger players and for people who don't want to have potentially adult content discussed on their server. But I think ultimately the concern is, like, if somebody is, you know, joining Minecraft servers with the intent of getting in touch with underage kids for malicious reasons, then just banning them from Realms isn't going to stop them going and doing that on other public servers, right? Like, the amount of impressionable kids who will just, like, be taken in by somebody saying that they are Dream and this is their alt and do they want to meet up, you know, that kind of stuff. Predatory behavior like that, like, it's gonna happen on any server, which is why Mojang wants to be able to prevent that. And they want people to have a means to escalate, like, reports of behavior like that to Mojang themselves or to Microsoft or whatever support team is out there so that they can do something about it. You know, if there is suspected behavior like that on a Minecraft server, then they can make sure that person doesn't do it again. The problem is the service, like the process of reporting a player like that is potentially open to abuse. Like, it's open to people modding or hacking their way into posing reports like that for somebody who didn't do that. Mischievous, thank you so much for the 7 months of Prime. Welcome back. Might as well check the top of this one because there's loot at the top of this one. Can you then raise for the person who fired a false report to be banned? In their community guidelines, or in their kind of documentation for the report process that they've been working on, they say quite clearly anybody who has been filing false reports will be, you know, will have action taken against their account as well if they've clearly been, like, mass reporting people in an attempt to get, like, certain people banned. Then yeah, they're gonna face some consequences. But, like, the difficulty is if they are falsifying reports in the first place, then they could be spoofing their own account information. So how do you know that you're banning the right person in the first place, right? Like, if they're spoofing somebody else's account saying something, then how can you tell that they aren't spoofing somebody else's information who's filing the report in the first place? Everything about this needs to be absolutely airtight for it to work. And the community's current concern, the main legitimate concern about the feature, is that it's not. Yeah, very small end city, this one. About 6 shulkers live here. Alright, that one's cloned. You can tell because it doesn't play fair. Oh wait, maybe it isn't cloned, but it's like one that's moved. I don't know. It's always a little bit weird. There's no perfect system. I respect the move to find a solution. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's why just not doing this isn't really an option. But I mean, like, other services like, you know, League of Legends, for example, like Riot have a reporting feature that apparently works quite well where, you know, it's not just like your first report is actionable. It's like if you receive multiple reports from multiple places of you doing the same thing, they build a case against you, basically. Like, if you're going to be banned, then they have, like, multiple instances of you violating rules. It's not just, like, a one-off thing. And obviously the concern then is that if it's exploitable, if people can manufacture reports for an individual, then they could, like, get a bunch of people or a bunch of bots together and do that. But that would look a little bit more obvious, I think, if it was a coordinated thing. In Ender Cities or doing parkour, if you're falling in the air, how to find the block I would fall on? Just look straight down, pretty much. Just, like, look down as far as you can. We can make this with a stack of blocks, right? Love the YouTube episode on terraforming. Thank you. It's something I hope to do a bit more of in Survival Guide soon. Both the terraforming and the episodes about terraforming, but we'll see what we can manage. What happened to the Elytra I got from Sausage? I died to a piglin brute raiding a bastion in the last stream, and when I got back, all of my equipment was there except for leggings, boots, Elytra, and a diamond shovel. And none of the piglins seemed to be wearing them, which means either the stuff got burned in lava, which I didn't think it would have because we were nowhere near lava at the time, but items tend to, like, spread out in a wide radius from the player when you get killed. So either that happened or one of the piglins picked them up and then ended up dying in lava themselves later. Which is also possible. Am I going to get some chorus fruit? Nah, I'm good for chorus fruit. I think I have some chorus flowers back at my base, so I can always grow more if I want to. There's a boat. Does it have an elytra? Because if it does, I brought all of the stuff with me to give it mending and unbreaking. I've got some rockets. We could explore a bit more. I might want to go back to the overworld and get some more rocket supplies first, but I don't have a great deal of gunpowder. I have loads of paper, obviously, but I don't have a great deal of gunpowder. This looks like a pretty solid-sized city. I don't see any extra blocks on the edge of that, which means if somebody has got the elytra, they haven't gone for the dragon head afterwards. What's up, Sketchpunk? Welcome in. I mean, the boats always have elytra. I mean, has anybody raided this already? Because both Smallish Beans and Mythical Sausage have both been out to various corners of the end, raiding and getting their own wings. Kind of wish piglins could fly. Yeah, I mean, they would only be able to glide unless they were using fireworks, is the other thing. If Impulse made a shulker farm, how are others allowed to make one too? I mean, on Hermitcraft, I don't believe they have any restrictions on that kind of stuff. Like, if somebody wants to make something, then typically they can. Empires has a different system because we don't want to have as many resource farms. We want to keep the technical load on the server relatively light, so the idea is that not everybody is going to be making automatic farms for everything. But, like, so many people on Hermitcraft have iron farms or raid farms that are basically, like, for personal use or for the use of them and a few of their, like, closer neighbors. Yeah, Jevin has a shulker farm. I know Doc and X were talking about making a shulker farm when they brought their shulker to the overworld in the first place. There's a bunch of them that have them. Okay, I think we're going to grab some stone, we're going to pillar up here. This is a very large city. Is manual farming some resources and empires allowed? Yeah, no, totally. Like, you can't have an automatic farm for iron, but if you want to go and mine, like, a huge iron vein, the person who owns the iron farm isn't going to get mad. That's the reason my sugarcane farm started off manual. I was like, I don't know if anybody's going to be farming sugarcane automatically or not. How do you find end cities so fast? Honestly, it's a matter of luck finding the first one, but then once you found one, if you travel on a straight line, north, south, east, or west, as long as you're not headed back towards the central end island, you're probably going to run into more end cities. They generate on a loose kind of grid. That is at least my understanding of it. And so it's actually worth exploring the end somewhat systematically if you want to find multiple end cities. Misty, I used to work for them. I didn't make the app, but I did the tutorials for them, yeah. Do you have any goals in the end besides getting Elytra? I mean, getting more shulker boxes? There's not really much else you can do in the end. I'm not setting up a base here or anything. But getting a bit of loot from these cities is nice. I've already got like a couple of slightly nicer diamond tools and a few spare diamonds, all of which is in the shulker box now. Did I put... Oh, I put the ender chests in the ender chests, of course. Yo, dog. Yeah, because I was wondering why I only had one of those when I'd already picked up two. Since I'm seeing it come up a couple of times in the chat, yes, I'm aware that Technoblade died. I tweeted about it a couple of times. It's very sad, obviously. Very sad time for the Minecraft community in general. He was obviously one of the best and brightest out there. Very entertaining guy. Apparently a lovely dude. I never met him or worked with him at all. So if anybody is here to express grief, please don't drag other people into it. If you know you're still processing it, then that's totally fine. But one thing I will ask is that you keep chat about that to a minimum, just for folks here who are trying to kind of get away from that. And also, something I see happen a lot, and it may just be like a language barrier thing for people whose English isn't their first language, or it may just be like people's way of asking creators to comment on this. But I've seen a lot of people saying like, what do you think about the fact that Technoblade passed away? And like, that's such a weird way to ask that question, because you're trying to put a creator on the spot and have them, you know, say something heartfelt. Nobody is going to be okay with the fact that somebody has died, like if they're a decent human being. So one thing I will ask is that if you're interested in discussing that, first of all, make sure it's okay with the streamer whose chat you're in. Their mods may be like timing people out and you know, potentially trying to keep discussion of that to a minimum, because a lot of people are going through a difficult time right now and they need a bit of time and space to enjoy the stuff that they're enjoying. Like, yeah, I was genuinely upset about the news, and I'd seen a couple of videos he made, that was about it. But it's just a loss for the Minecraft community in general, right? And that's never an easy thing to deal with. Just try and be sensitive about it, and try and avoid pressuring other people into talking about it unless they bring things up themselves. That's usually the best way to go about these things. I would appreciate that from this chat, and I would hope that you'd be kind enough to take that approach into other people's chats as well. Like, asking people for a take on the fact that somebody is dead is not really the smartest thing to say. Am I going to make an Enderman spawner? I mean, we'll probably make an Enderman farm on this server just for, like, general use of XP farms and stuff, yeah. I have the Skulk farm for that right now, but it is not the most effective XP farm. Especially since I don't have a hoe with mending on it right now. Alright, we're in. And we have an Elytra. Oh, it's good to see that. Very, very good to see that. Sky's the limit, except we've already got that achievement. Why do all the shovels have Fortune 3? Come on! I'm not mining that much gravel! Curse of Vanishing Iron Gear, Smite 3, Iron Sword. We'll leave this stuff to despawn, sure. We might as well take this as well. I don't know why, I just always feel like the brewing stands are, like, worthwhile loot. We'll put those in there for a minute, and we'll throw the gold in here, we'll throw the brewing stand in here. We can take all of this out, and we'll put together our enchanted book real quick. I should have enough levels. 8. Oh, feels good. Feels good to be back. I only got a few fireworks, so once again, I will try and use them relatively sparingly. In fact, based on what I've got here, I could always just go back home now. But then that would leave us without very little to do for the remainder of the stream, so not certain how we're going to do that. We'll put that in there for the minute as well. I do have an extra shulker box, so I could always start filling that up if I need to. Let's go get the dragon heads. Because once again, like, I usually look for other people having taken the dragon head from the front of the city here to determine whether or not someone has already raided this. Oh, it feels good to bunny hop with Elytra again. There we go. I could look for a spare by foot. Absolutely, I could. And we might end up doing a hybrid approach, I suppose. Because there's likely to be a bit more loot in here. And then if we fly east a little further, we might end up still going to areas where other folks have not been. I am going to start another shulker box, a fresh one, and stash some of this stuff in here. We'll keep these blocks on us because they're quite useful. The rest of this is going to be fairly valuable. I'll put the bed back in there because I'm not going to use that while I'm here, obviously. From the stern of the ship, we can float on down to... Where's the nearest layer cake? Probably that one. Found your first ever ancient debris this weekend. Nice. Very cool. Do I have plans for those dragon heads in my world building builds? Probably not, but we'll see. Like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head where I would want to use them, but I'm not against the idea, so we'll see what happens. Just gonna yoink that. Gonna try and go into these without either disturbing too much. I mean, that's Curse of Binding, that's not ideal. Or really, yeah, I don't want to mess with the shulkers, so people can still come and raid this city for shulkers if they want to. I think Mythical Sausage did something similar. He just went from city to city looking for Elytra and didn't bother much with shulkers after that. Swift Sneak 3 is a godsend. I've been really enjoying it. It's weird, especially when you're swapping back and forth between worlds where you have Swift Sneak and worlds where you don't. But it is a very, very nice enchantment to have if you're doing stuff like bridging around in the end for a while or anything like that. Always forget you can break end rods with your hands. Yeah, it's useful, that. Hey, not bad. Feather Falling 3. Pretty good. We'll keep the jungle slabs out. But then we'll take the ender chest as well. 6. Actually, we'll leave one here. I feel like we have a lot of ender chests at that stage. I don't want to leave this city completely without one. Does Swift Sneak make you any faster on Soul Sand? I mean, I don't think it makes you inherently faster than you would be running. It definitely helps your overall sneaking speed on Soul Sand. But it doesn't, like, give you soul speed levels of speed increase. It doesn't ignore the material that you're walking on. But then if you have Swift Sneak and Soul Speed together, you still absolutely book it over Soul Sand. Ow. Shulkers are often their own worst enemy in these towers now. Alright, where are these? Alright, there's one up here for a start. Let's get rid of you. Alright, and now you're just gone. There's a couple further down there. Curse of Binding. Oh, some diamonds. Let's take another saddle. Okay, that's the majority of them dealt with. There might be one up on the roof now. There's 2 up on the roof now. There's at least one on the sides. I already have the advancement for levitating, so I don't need to worry about that right now. Just on the edge of that water, but managed to clutch it. Any tips on building a roof? Roofs are difficult at first. There's a couple of approaches you can take. You can frame out an arched roof before building the inside, and then build the arch out of a different material, and then build the inside out of some other kind of material or planks or something like that. Honestly, like, studying different styles of roof can be a good thing if you're interested in doing some research before you do a heavy amount of building. But honestly, yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of getting a roof on the build to begin with. And just, like, whatever the roof is, you got to be happy with it. Until you're a bit more confident in your building skills and you think you can figure it out. But yeah, roofs were my least favorite part of doing Minecraft builds for the longest time. And mostly because it's such a pain to actually build a roof, because you have to be up high, and if you fall, you have to climb all the way back up most of the time. Although, obviously, we have any number of ways of traveling vertically in Minecraft. He says, demonstrating one of them. What a good tutorial maker this guy is. In fact, I was kind of demonstrating two of them at the same time there. Levitating and traveling by a water stream. What does the Big Book of Architecture say about roofs? Don't make me get the book out, Ginger. It's been it's been sat there for a while, and it I expect has a lot to say on the subject of roofs. Probably more than anybody needs to know on the subject of roofs. I need to read more of that book. Joking aside, I really do need to read more of that book. Alright, we don't have any loose shells there. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Any more layer cakes around here? Probably not really worth raiding. No, okay. I think I'm going to fly on. Is that east? Yeah, that's still east. Amazing how I keep my sense of direction in this place. We're going to try and get one more end city found. And hopefully get ourselves a backup Elytra if we possibly can. But if we can't, that's fine too. At the very least, we need a way out. Oh, I got a little bit of lag from that one, and that's because Scott joined the game. Alright, 12 fireworks. Yeah, Elytra's looking fine. So much nicer when you have unbreaking on these things. And in theory, with mending, we could be out here for as long as we wanted to. It's just that... Oh, hello. Is this number 2? Doesn't look like anyone's been out there. It's got a dragon head. Yeah! Back up Elytra! And a Curse of Vanishing chestplate. Well, that can vanish. Okay, now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. It'd be really funny if Curse of Vanishing stuff vanished when you threw it out of your inventory. I know that's not how it works, but it'd be funny if it did. When did I start drinking tea? I actually started drinking tea when I was working at the Summerfield supermarket in basically the spot I moved to whilst I was still at university. I started drinking tea because a lot of other people in the crew who worked there either drank tea or coffee on their lunch breaks. And I'd never really been a big fan of, like, hot drinks before that. Like, when I was a child or anything. But, I don't know, something about it I just found a lot more kind of soothing. It was nice to have a hot drink, especially when it was, like, in some of the colder months of the year. And, yeah, since then, I don't know, I've just, gotten to love tea. Does every tea I drink have caffeine? No, I drink green tea occasionally. I'm a big fan of green tea with lemon. I will also drink rooibos tea occasionally, red bush tea, but that's more my partner's thing than it is mine. It's got that really weird, like, vanilla flavor that is not always to my tastes. Most of the time I drink black tea, but the caffeine doesn't really affect me all that much. If I drink coffee, I get jittery. Like, coffee, I feel like, exacerbates my anxiety a lot more than tea does. Tea is a very calming, soothing drink for me. And there isn't really that much more caffeine in coffee than there is in tea. Like, drinking 2 cups of tea is probably about the same as drinking a cup of coffee. So, I think part of it is just, like, I don't know, a psychosomatic response to coffee or something. I'm not sure. Queen Kiwi, thank you for the 2 years. Incredible that's been 2 years. Thank you so much for the resub. Alpen, thank you for the 20 months. Shinigami with the brand new Prime sub. And Jay Geft with the 4 months. Thank you very much. Sorry if I've not been keeping up with things as they happen in the chat. I've just been concentrating on not dying for the majority of this stream. But I think now we can take it a little easier. He says, walking into the most shulkers I've ever seen in my life. Earl Grey for the win. Earl Grey is also nice. I cold brew Earl Grey in summer and mix it with lemonade and make my own kind of homemade version of what folks in the US would recognize as an Arnold Palmer soda. If you have some very, like, sugary iced tea and still lemonade, it makes for a very, very refreshing summer drink. Arizona iced tea does Arnold Palmer in the States, and you can't really get them as commonly over here. I think probably because of the sugar content. But I do like that drink, so it's the kind of thing that I'll drink all the time when I'm over in the States visiting my partner's family. Cursor binding boots. We'll keep them anyway. Might do something with them at some point. Yeah, you can buy Arizona iced tea in the UK. Yeah, people import it, sure, but it's like in every refrigerated drinks section in the US, or at least in California, the section of the US that I've been to on a more regular basis. Like, you find it much more commonly in the States than you do here. Like, here it's like import section of the supermarket kind of stuff, right? I'm not going to find it down at Sainsbury's. And yeah, I think a lot of it is down to the UK's kind of approach to taxing the amount of sugary substances that are out there. Or there being, like, whatever the UK's equivalent of the Food and Drug Administration is. It would be, like, Department of Health and Agriculture or something. They have some fairly specific guidelines about how much sugar intake people are supposed to have and what you can put in soft drinks as a result. Like, Mountain Dew has to be marketed as an energy drink over here, for example, because there's too much sugar in it otherwise. It was gone from UK shelves for the longest time, and they basically rebranded it as an energy drink to start selling it again. Mountain Dew as an energy drink is weird. Yeah. Like, I remember it back when it was more widely available and was just, like, in the typical green cans that people might already know it for. But, yeah, after a while it just went away. And I think that was because the UK basically said, this is far too sugary for people. It's like Lucozade. And Lucozade was marketed as a sports drink because it was all about, like, replenishing electrolytes and blood sugar, you know this, you know what I mean. Oh, hello. Couple of good last-minute scores from this city. I have so many shulker boxes now, I'll be good for a while. A witch! Alright, so... $42 in there, probably about the same amount in my other shulker box. Let's go find an exit. I think I'm done here. There might still be a few shulkers around here, but once again, you can farm them, and I'm sure if people want to swing by and claim every shulker in a city, then they can, but not always my preferred way of handling these situations. Let's look for a beacon. I have not really been keeping track of the ones that I have seen. I know there was one back further west. But there's one. Perfect. Good timing. We'll just gracefully float into there, and we're back. Oh, I can breathe a sigh of relief at this point. And breathe a sigh of relief and start farming ender pearls. I might farm a bit of obsidian while I'm here so I can make a few more ender chests. It's just useful having them. And in fact, now we have the opportunity to do so. I might save the rockets, but we can climb the towers this way. Have I thought about building a map room in Empires? I expect it's something we'll do around spawn, yeah. Honestly, if I could get the version of the map I made in Wonderdraft into the game somehow, like as a painting or something, then I'm kind of tempted to do that. But maybe when it's got more like detail added to it, you know? So for folks who haven't seen this trick, I was doing this on my recent obsidian mining stream on Survival Guide. You can stand between two blocks like this, and hold down the left mouse button, press F3 and T to reload the textures. That only works on Java Edition because it's a debug feature. And then if you take your hands off the mouse, your left click will basically still be in effect. And if you angle it right, you can just mine your way down 2 rows of obsidian, 2 columns of obsidian from one of these towers. Which is a very, very useful trick if you want to mine lots of obsidian and you don't want to wear your finger out just holding down the left mouse button. Don't want to make my intro map using map art? No, I think that would take a very, very long time. What's up, Fyro? Welcome in. How do you get the Hermit recap videos so quickly? I mean, we spend all of Friday and Saturday making them, basically. Just lost 2, though. They'll be waiting for me at the bottom of the tower. I was doing this on Survival Guide with Alays. So, they were, like, picking up the obsidian from the bottom of the tower if it fell off. And it's not like the obsidian's going to go anywhere. Be sure to look away from the PC for 30 seconds or so, just so as you approach the bottom of the pillar, you accidentally drill straight through to the void. To be fair, you would have to be doing that for at least 10 minutes, I think, because you're digging 2 columns of obsidian all the way down to Y0. Like, the pillars go through the bottom of the island. If you accidentally went AFK during this, I mean... You have to quite deliberately do this, so I feel like it's the kind of thing where all you need to do is just tap the left mouse button and you're out of it. It wouldn't be a problem. Hypothetically, if I joined Empires 1 again and got my hands on the crown, what do I think my rule would have been? It's one of the reasons that I didn't come back to Empires after that is because I had no good ideas for that. It would have been something like, you know, everybody has to silk touch every block of emerald ore they see or something like that. It would have been something just like silly and easy. But like, I didn't want to get involved with the crown stuff because I wasn't logging on regularly enough to really adhere to everybody else's rules, so I didn't think it was really fair for me to set one of my own. Mine obsidian with a haste 2 beacon, and it still takes an eternity? Yeah. Yeah. I did mine with haste 2 on survival guide as well, because no amount of haste, I was going to say no amount of haste is going to help you insta-mine obsidian, but technically haste 125 and efficiency 7 is what can allow you to mine obsidian. But neither of those are available without commands, so there we go. We get the obsidian blocks back. Some of them fall really far from the tower, which is kind of a surprise. But that's, yeah, close to a stack. That's like a full stack if we mine out both of these. It's pretty good. And now we'll do that one more time, so we can get at least 2 stacks. What is the command to get efficiency 7? I can't remember it off the top of my head. But I think /enchant is a command that you can do. Like, you don't have to do it with books, you can just /enchant something, so it may be that you can do that. Normally I would hop out to a creative world and test it, but I don't want to annoy everybody else by logging in and out constantly. That's about right. There we go. Be nice if that could work with multiple beacons. Yeah, if you ended up getting like 100 beacons together, would you get haste 125? I think by the time you got that many beacons together, you'd be like halfway outside of the radius of the beacon on the furthest edge anyway. That'd be quite funny. Like, you have haste 100, but it only lasts for like 20 blocks away from the thing, so it's like having a tier 1 beacon. Anak Sunamon, excellent name, good reference, love those movies. You flew Elytra through the nether and it freaked me out, so I watched the entire series. Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad you liked the series, and yeah, Survival Guide is always going to be my bread and butter on this channel, but Empires is a nice vacation, you know? Would I build something in the end for this series? Maybe, but I feel like we've already started to establish the lore of the end as a group, instead of it being something that, like, I feel like me retroactively going to the end island and building something would be kind of weird, because nobody's had a chance to stumble into it already. The thing about the overworld is that if I lay in some fun little features of the landscape for people to find, there's always that moment of like, wait, was that always there? Like, if it's somewhere that people don't travel all that regularly, then you can pretty much imagine that that's just something that they've been walking past the entire time without seeing it, right? But yeah, I like the idea of doing stuff like that in the overworld. I don't think people are going to be exploring the end all that much, aside from for utility purposes, right? Do beacons stack their status effects? No, they don't. I mean, you can get each status effect from the beacons, but you can't get, like, haste 4 from 2 haste 2 beacons. It doesn't work that way. Basically, I'm the lore creator. I mean, not for everybody else, but for the world, yes. Like, I don't control anybody else's story, but I'm happy to build stuff according to their specifications if it helps for their story, and I'm going to be building some stuff that makes it feel like the world itself has a history beyond just what we're currently doing. How my background light's set up, I have hue lights behind all of the shelves of toys and nerdy memorabilia. The 4x4 panel up there is nanoleaf canvas, and all of that is controlled via Wi-Fi, which is rigged up via my PC to a system called Lumia, which allows me to link it to my Twitch channel points. It kind of uses the Twitch API, and people can redeem channel points to change the colors of the lights in the background to various solid colors, to Minecraft-related scenes, and to a series of pride flags that I've coded into them. Do I know how to code? Not really, no. Some of the earliest stuff I did on a computer was, like, my dad trying to teach me Visual Basic, but I was quite young at the time, and I didn't really have the patience for it. So, at some point, I may end up learning, but I don't have any real plans to. I like to leave coding to the smart folks out there, and I'm happy using the products of their code for cool stuff like what we do here in Minecraft, but... Alright, very happy with what we've got from the end. Will we respawn the dragon in the series? Yeah, I expect people are going to get impatient with there just being one end gateway. But yeah, like, the dragon is not going to be, like, as big of a plot point, I think, as it was. The fact that the dragon is gone is very interesting, but I don't expect a great deal of people are going to do such funky stuff with the dragon this time around. We'll see. We'll find out. Alright, let's go exploring. What else do I need? Here is the thing. What else do I need right now? I need to go and put this at home, but I don't want to spoil the builds for tomorrow's episode. Depends whether or not chat thinks they can keep a secret. Should we get a poll going? Can you keep a secret, chat? Non-binary mermaid, thank you for the 100 bits. What's the plan today? The plan has already been executed successfully, which was to go and raid the end for a fresh Elytra, since I have... I lost my Elytra to a piglin brute at a bastion last stream, so I wanted to go and get a fresh one. I have a backup one now as well. You can keep a secret. We're not even here. Very good answer. But yeah. Like, of the people who are on right now, it's Shovel and Scott have just left, so it's just me. So I don't really feel like going and showing anybody else's bases just in case there's, like, spoilers and stuff. Chat is historically great at keeping secrets, right? We made it all up. This one was invented by a writer. Video tomorrow? No, probably video Tuesday at this rate, because I want to watch the tennis. How much of the shared story, individual stories do I know about ahead of time? I mean, we discuss stuff in the Discord, but honestly, a lot of the story on this server is improvised and is stuff that people are, you know, making up as though they are learning about their characters throughout the season. So we don't have, like, a story with a beginning, middle, and end planned out at this stage. We have a couple of details that we're keeping quiet about, but we don't really have anything big in mind. We haven't worked out if there is going to be a kind of world-ending evil like there was last season. We don't really have anything like that planned. We just want to, like, see where things go, see what the fandom reacts to, have fun, probably start a few wars and conflicts here and there, because, I mean, Jimmy is already, like, positioning himself as this sheriff character, so that's probably going to be a source of conflict in future. Watching the Wimbledon. Yes, in fact, I want to check the scores real quick, so bear with me while I do that. I'm just going to show you this, like, lovely view of this lake over here, because I love this lake so much. I think it's such a nice feature. This is all a river biome as well, I hasten to add, so, I mean, the potential for a drowned farm in the center of that, if we drained the entire thing, which I'm absolutely not going to do, because that would be ridiculous. Even with, like, water sweepers and stuff, you could maybe drain a patch of this, but yeah, this is one of my favorite spots. In fact, let me give you a quick shaders view of this, because I think with complementary shaders on, it's just, oh, it's lovely. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Like the Grey Havens. Anyway, let me quickly tab out to the tennis. GB's Norrie on top against Paul. Excellent news. And Watson went out. Oh, sad times. Sad times. 6-2, 6-4. Boo. Oh, well. Well done, Heather Watson, for getting to a quarterfinal. That's amazing. That's like her best result in any major tournament, I believe. It's her first time in the 4th round. Norrie has a set and just avoided a break, it looks like. Or break point saved. Nice. Okay, cool. What shaders are these? Complementary. Complementary shaders. Is it complementary? What's it called? Yes, complementary shaders. I also have Trilliton's V8 shaders, which I could use, but they are very, very dark. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, that's not something I wanted to have happen right now. Let me turn these shaders off so that I can not die, please. Thank you. Yeah, it was getting dark while I was checking the tennis, apparently. Yeah, I'll take some Phantom Membrane, why not? Get some slow falling potions. I wish I was better at shooting phantoms while they were diving, but I think their hitboxes are kind of weird. Anyway, I'm sure I have a bed in here somewhere. Yes, there we go. Alright, let's get some sleep. The classic red bed will save me. Anyway. Now that the sun is up, we can take a look at Trilliton's shaders with...
Well, that's just prime.
There we go. The sun rising. There's not as much fog going on here. Like, I think I probably have to shuffle the settings around a little bit. The sunlight is very stark in the mornings as well. Like, it actually feels like dawn is happening, but that doesn't always look so great for me. I think complementary is a really nice balance. It's like, this still feels like dawn and there's all the god rays and stuff, but it feels like a little bit more balanced in terms of lighting. Absolutely kills my streaming frame rate, though, so... Complementary is the only shaders I'll use. I still like Silda's Vibrant. I think Silda's is good. Sonic Ether is alright as well. I don't use them as much these days. Look at this guy thinking he's safe. Oh, I'm underneath an acacia tree. That'll save me from the sun. Get out there and burn. Give me your bones. Can do without the bow, actually. Yeah, BSL I've heard good things about as well. I'm pretty sure Complementary is a fork of BSL that's designed to just be more configurable. Did I know they released Complementary shaders too? I think Fwip and Sausage have been talking about that. I have not been keeping track of it because, to be honest, I don't use shaders all that much, but yeah. Has anyone claimed a Warden farm for Catalyst as their resource? No, I don't think anybody on this server is that keen on farming the Warden, at least not yet. Because, I don't know, it's still a new thing. They want to experience it as the devs intended before they start to exploit it for material gain. And honestly, I don't see people doing enough with catalysts that they could really do that much beyond what you can collect from the Deep Dark anyway, right? Is Fwip's texture pack available to the public? I believe he has it available to his patrons, but not a public release anywhere. I could be wrong about that. I don't know what he's done lately, but I believe, yeah, more recently that has been his policy. We'll throw those in there for now. Phantom Membrane as well. Just tidy things up a bit here. Alright, did we all decide that we could keep a secret? Because I do actually want to go and do some more trading. Alright, you'll have to promise that once you've seen this, you'll go and watch my episode tomorrow. Because, yeah, I put a lot of work into this. And I quite like it so far. It's a bit unconventional for a starter build. It's a little different. But if we head on over here, these are my ruins. Or at least to begin with. This is what we're working with so far. And I quite like it. I like the design of the tree especially. We've got a tree that kind of like winds into two separate places, not being too spammy with the leaves. I quite like it. I think it's looking good. So this entire savannah is going to be covered in stuff like this, basically. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of research, learning some stuff, and I think I'm getting more comfortable with it as a build style. My first time using Litematica as well, and I don't know how I feel about Litematica. Like, I don't think I'll be using it constantly for stuff like this because it does make the process of building some of this stuff a little bit awkward for me. I'm still learning the tools, so I don't know for certain like if I'm gonna continue using it or not, but yeah, it's just a weird thing to get used to when I've been used to working from screenshots and that kind of stuff for a while now. Alright, we can throw a few of the various mob drops and things in here. We'll drop an ender chest in here, and let's sort through some of our... So there's a time lapse of that coming in tomorrow's or Tuesday's episode of Empires. So if anybody wants to see the process of that coming together, then hopefully you will enjoy that. Has anyone been over to admire the build yet? Considering I built it like 3 hours ago, probably not. I literally built that this morning. So we have... Of course we have an odd number of shulker shells. Always happens to me. But yeah, 59 shulker boxes is going to last me for a while, I think. Plus I already have a couple here. Yeah, I think we're probably going to have like a backup diamond gear shulker box. With the cursor binding one stashed over here. Because that's a pretty good helmet, but I don't always want to be wearing a helmet. And look at that. 3 sets of boots, again including a cursor binding one, which I'll stash somewhere else. 4 helmets, 2 chest plates, 3 chest plates if you count some of this stuff as well. No leggings. Leggings, the one thing I still need to enchant. Absolutely no sign of it. Ridiculous. Great Taz, thank you for the 200 bits. J Sketchpunk, thank you for gifting 2 subs. Lord Jake Ryan, thank you for the 26 months. Welcome back, folks. Let's put this over here behind the obsidian as if to say, like, this is walled off, do not use. That's an incredible pickaxe. But I've already got one. This one doesn't quite have the enchantments that would make it a worthwhile upgrade to my current sword. We can craft these into full blocks. And that's my old shovel, which I guess I'll keep in here as well. And that's just unbreaking efficiency. We need Silk Touch for that, but I think I have a book for that already. And this is a Fortune 3 shovel, which I will probably not be using. Okay. I now have 5 shulker heads. I'll probably find something fun to do with those. We'll keep the Elytra in here as well, and that's now backup gear shulker box, which I might just rename and recolor if I have any dyes whatsoever. I feel like I haven't really made any dyes yet this season. Where's the nearest cactus gonna be? Jimmy, probably. Right? Let's fly on over. What does O/ mean? It's like somebody waving. Like the O is the head and it's somebody going like this. You'll also see people doing 07, which is like a salute kind of emoji. I wonder if Jimmy's going to be doing like cactus farms at any point. Probably not. Just gonna grab a cheeky one of these. Yoink. And yes, /07 is somebody dabbing, I guess. He's busy with gunpowder as it is. Well, once he finds a creeper spawner, he'll be fine. Yeah, I always use /O/ as like a celebration, kind of like, woohoo! Like a hype emote kind of deal. Alright, we have cactus now. Don't tell Jimmy I stole it from his mesa. Like, if I was going to start beef with anybody on the server at this point, I would start it with Jimmy, because he broke an emerald ore with a stone pickaxe in episode 1. It didn't even drop an emerald. It's like the worst thing I can think of. No pressure plate behind the door to auto-close it. No, that's where my crafting table is. And I can just as easily close it by hand. Like, I've never really believed in using pressure plates for stuff like that. Alright, that's now empty again. We can throw these in here. I guess we have dragon heads now. That can be a fun thing to stash.
That's just prime.
It sure is. 40 Thieves, thank you for the Prime sub for 2 months. And Ski Pro with the 7 months resub. Thank you very much. One of the things I want to do is, I've got a decent amount of leather and some string. I might craft a few more bundles and just keep one in every shulker box. I think that's probably going to be a good plan. Stash that in there for now. Workstations, spare bow, that kind of thing. Saddle. It's all valuable, really. Picks his backup gear. And we'll dye that in a second when we have the time. When we have the dye, at least. Great Taz with a brand new Prime sub to the channel. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. Happy to have you. How do you get the bundle pack? VanillaTweaks.net. It's in crafting recipes, I believe. I'll put these boats back as well. Didn't need those really that much in the end. Always like to keep a bed on me on this server. Is it revealed who opened and defeated the end? It is not. It is still a mystery. So what am I going to get on a leggings enchant right now? Protection 3. It's not bad. Oh, I do have Silk Touch. I can add that to the shovel. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Dying for bookshelves of all wood types. Honestly, from the various texture packs I've seen that add stuff like that, I don't really rate any of them. I don't know what it is. They just need to be like more carefully designed. Like just having these books with dark oak, for example, like it doesn't look right. I feel like this is such a nice balance of color to the relatively light oak wood that I would really like to see them try and do, like dark oak and like some purple spine books or something like that could look really interesting. Or them having other objects on the shelves, you know? And I've seen some texture packs that do stuff like that, but they never quite hit the mark for me. Do I have a Swift Sneak book for the legs yet? I do not know. I haven't been to an ancient city. There are a couple, but I don't know who, if anybody, is planning on raiding them and when. So I'm kind of staying out of that for now. Can make 10 bundles. Look at me. So I think I'm going to leave one of those in each shulker box, probably in like one corner. And these are my little space savers. I don't think we will need one in this one, just because it's meant to mainly be for non-stackable items anyway. The obsidian is probably going to come out of here, actually. Fun though the idea is of having everything, like, down one side, walled off. I kind of want to keep the obsidian probably in here for now. Got a bit of that in here too. Yeah, you know what, whatever. Doesn't matter too much. But then even in chests like this, like it's probably worth having a bundle around somewhere, you know? Just for the odd bits and pieces. Can you put shulker boxes with items in bundles? No, you can put bundles in shulker boxes, but not the other way around. Which makes sense, right? Put this in here with the other mob heads. Use fabric for the voice mod? Yes, we do. I'm trying to think where else we should put these, but I'll probably just stash a bunch of them in here for now. Could put that in there. Food bundle. I honestly think having a couple of bundles in your inventory is a good idea, but there's still just moments when it's not as convenient as it sounds. Might as well farm this, right? I think that's everything. Keep a bundle of bundles on you, if only it were that simple. So, I'm basically out of fireworks. But we could just go and fight some creepers when it becomes nighttime, or go caving or something. I think I might do that. I might leave my Elytra here, because I'm paranoid about it now. And inevitably that will mean I forget that I've left them here. But provided that we... Did I leave my regular chest plate in here? The one that I used before this? It's probably that one, right? The one with mending on it? Yeah, I kind of want to get some supplies for fireworks. Let's move this build chest as well. You can pick up empty bundles with a bundle. Yeah, but empty bundles are stackable. Like, they aren't stackable anyway. So, like, if you were to do this, for example. Oh, hang on. Interesting. See, they aren't stackable, but they can be bundled in a bundle. That's interesting. I did not know that was the case. Fun. Cool, I learned. Let's go down to the cave where the machine is. And see if there's any creepers spawning around there. Shadow Star, thank you for the 100 bits. Yeah, we heard you like bundles. How are we playing with bundles? We have a data pack that adds them. They're still in the code on Java. You can get them using a data pack or commands. They're just not added to the default vanilla game.
Well, that's just prime.
Oh, I should have brought a hoe with me for this. Still these odd little corners of these caves that I haven't explored yet. So I'm kind of curious to see what's down here. We can probably increase the gamma just for visibility's sake. I don't have mine set like super high because I still want to have some dark looking areas. Otherwise it gets disorienting for me and I can't tell like whether something has been lit up or not. Yeah, all of that is deep dark. I don't really like that. Hey, False is online. Dude, so much of this is deep dark. Imagine if the machine had caused all of this. Like, since I've been using it, you know? Somebody said there is diamond, and you are correct. Just one. This I will absolutely take, though. False logged in 30 seconds later, I found a diamond. I know, False is my lucky charm, apparently. I'll take a little bit of iron, actually. To be honest, I could use some iron right now. I don't have a huge amount of it. There's a mine shaft that leads over here as well. This is the whole area that me and Fwip explored when we did our first caving together, so it's mostly, mostly been explored. However, there are still some areas where dark places exist. And honestly, if I keep getting 4 gunpowder from every creeper I kill, I'll be fine with that. Nice little pockets of ore over here as well. Could this be... Well, it's not a huge iron vein, but it's still got a decent amount of iron in it. I would love to find a huge iron vein, though. Mostly for the amount of tuff that I would get, because I need a lot of tuff for my build style this season. Sometimes side products are more product than side, you know? Delta Golf Charlie, thank you so much for the 9 months of Prime. And Blondie, thank you for the 29 months. We also have Garnet Ice Lady with the Prime sub. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Enjoy your emotes and your sub badge. Welcome to the Pixels. Happy to have you on board. Been doing a lot of enchanting, so the lapis is kind of handy too. This is like at the transition point between stone and deep slate, so iron is going to be pretty rich down here anyway. Oh my goodness, we have a second hype train going, folks. You're too kind. Thank you so much. We have Charlie F with the 2 months, and Darwin with 100 bits. Thank you for the 100 bits. Should have brought one of my many shulker boxes down here, shouldn't I? Luckily, I have the ender chest now. So we can at least test out this system and see how it works. First of all,
well,
let's get some of the good stuff boxed up. We'll lay it out like that for now. Popcorn block can go there. Diamond, glow ink. And we've got a bit of food on us still. That will do for the minute. Pop that back in there.
Well, that's just prime.
Make sure we have the silk touch pick. Beautiful. Alright, I've got some stuff to catch up on apparently. Unknown, thank you for the 100 bits. Snowy Lee with the Prime sub. Came off with the Prime sub as well. Enjoy your emotes, both of you. Welcome to the Pixels. Shadow Star and Cincy Patty, thank you so much for the bits. What's the plan for today? The plan has already been executed successfully, which was to go to the end and find ourselves a replacement Elytra, since my last one got burnt up or otherwise destroyed in a tragic incident in the previous live stream. So I went to the end, I got myself a tidy amount of loot along with 2 Elytra, one which I'm going to be using as my primary, so it's already enchanted, and the other one I will be saving for a rainy day, and it will be a rainy day when I lose my Elytra again. The other thing I wouldn't mind running into while I'm down here is some more slimes. Like, I don't know if anybody is planning on setting up a slime farm, has locations in mind or anything, but that's something I can see myself using a great deal of. Both for contraptions and for decoration. Wouldn't it be funny if you piglins could pick up Elytra and they handed you fireworks, they would fly around? I mean, they can pick up Elytra, but wasn't wearing my Elytra, speaking of. Yeah, they can pick up Elytra, but they don't fly using them. Because they can't really, like, activate them. It would be very funny if they could, though. Could build a swamp-based slime farm. Yeah, I don't really live anywhere near a swamp is the main thing. Like, I've seen some of the newer designs for them, and they're pretty good, but I don't really see myself having easy access to it, whereas slime chunks are everywhere in the world. And we have access to the seed, so I could find one using whatever tools exist out there to find slime chunks, but theoretically speaking, if a mob can jump, where's the elytra? Would they activate the wings? I don't know for certain how that works. So, tragically, I can't really answer that one. Frogs can eat slimes, correct. They can. And they will leave behind slime balls even, so you can use them to farm the little slimes if you want to. Be a fun way of doing it. Don't think mobs actually try to jump unless they're on the ground. They can't accidentally jump in midair. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, most of the time if a mob jumps, it's because they're up against a block and they're trying to, like, get to a player like this, right? And so they don't jump a second time the way players need to. There we go. Push a piglin with a light tray, he just falls? Yeah. There's our little copper vein, which I think goes, like, over that way somewhere. There's little bits of minerals all over this cave, not all of which I'm going to pick up in the fullness of time. I think I'll probably leave a few of them here. I can't remember if I really explained this in Survival Guide, but one of my philosophies when it comes to caving is to leave little bits of resources around here because it's nice to know that there's still some stuff nearby when you come back for resources later. Otherwise you have to just go further and further afield to find little bits of iron and coal and stuff when you need them. But then by that point, you're probably farming iron and coal to begin with. Yeah, so much for finding creepers, though. I think we do need to actually go and explore this mineshaft more thoroughly. Because there's some spots around here which I haven't been to. I might come back for the rails and stuff in future once I know what I'm going to be doing with detector rails. I think I got all of that. The other thing I really want to find around here, which I know I saw when we were caving, but I can't remember exactly where it was, is an amethyst geode. Because I would really like some tinted glass at some stage. Alright, this is looking a little bit more, mob-friendly. Or unfriendly, depending on who you ask. This guy doesn't have a way to pathfind up to me. So I'll take the fight to him. Alright, nothing there. When I use the mines as a way to build a city underground, the thing about building underground stuff a lot of the time is that I like my builds to be visible from the surface, because then it's really obvious where my base is, and a lot of that stuff just looks prettier on the surface. Fwip is the one who's doing a cave base this time around, so I think it's going to be really fun to see what he does with an underground city theme, but personally I'm more inclined to build stuff on the surface. Having built a cave base in Survival Guide, working on that dripstone cave for a little while, I've discovered that one of my problems with building underground bases is that you really don't get to step back and take a look at the entire thing and consider the whole thing like, wow, what an achievement, like I built something really cool that you can see for miles, and like I feel like there's so much satisfaction to be had in building something that you can effectively see from space. But yeah, I kind of prefer that to the cave base approach. Rooty Tooty, thank you for the 4 months. It's a Minecraft server, isn't it? Hello? Outside fog? It's always so weird when a cave is large enough that it looks like it's outside at the other end of it. Hello? Grave of the glow squids. One shrieker down there. Pretty large open space. No ancient city as far as I can tell. Kind of a neat patch though. May have found a natural glow squid farm. Any water source underground is a natural glow squid farm. Hello, you. Torches activate Skulk Shrieker. Technically incorrect. Torches activate Skulk Sensor. Skulk Sensor activates Skulk Shrieker. Bye, false. Let's grab this as well while it's here. Now it's not there, so we can't grab it anymore. Iron ore near tough. I wish that was a huge vein. Wait a second. To be honest, this could just be, like, some iron ore generating near some tough. And it looks like that's what it is. Gem's here. Hi, Gem. When did I start playing Minecraft? April 2014 on the Xbox 360. And then November 2014 on PC. So in Minecraft version terms, I started in, I think, title update 14 on Xbox, which was the version that added villager trading and anvils and stuff for the first time. But at the time, the PC release was on 1.7, so update that changed the world. I've not been playing Minecraft for all that long compared to some of my peers, but then I know a lot of people who've only been playing Minecraft since, like, Update Aquatic or more recently. Oh, hey, more gunpowder. They're trading off. Don't blow up. Thank you. 8 gunpowder. From 3 creepers, I suppose that's not bad, but... Hello. I got your legs. Do I want to be in Hermitcraft? No, not at all. I took that skeleton's kneecaps. Yeah, I may have done. It's a weird side effect of the invisible armor resource pack, is that we don't always get to see when a mob is wearing armor either. Zombie slowly making its way down here. Thanks for the shovel. Always wondered how Jem managed Hermitcraft and Empires at the same time, by being an incredibly organized and dedicated individual. That is about as much as I can assume, at least. Regular enchanted, not regular enchanted. Regular unenchanted golden apple. Glow lichen down there. Oh, another one of those. Do you think they put in more than 8 hours a day between both servers? Entirely possible. I don't know how Jem edits videos. Like, I'm not sure if she edits herself or has an editor or what. Because that can cut down a lot of your time. You can just, like, give your footage to somebody else to edit, and if you pay them well, then you've got a solid editor in your corner. You can focus on actually filming the content, you know? What's my favorite wood type? I think probably spruce as an all-rounder, but I like all kinds of wood. It's all about what kind of build it suits, more than having a favorite that I go to constantly. I probably farm the most spruce just because it's useful as a utility wood. Thank you, Scott. Mythical Sausage also enjoys all kinds of wood this season, so I've heard. Jem is very confused. Jem is great, wood is good. Gem edits herself. She says that she likes things specific ways. Yeah, I'm the same. I edit all of my stuff, and I'm just so used to the routine at this point, and like having that level of control over my content that obviously if I gave it to an editor, I'd have, you know, an understanding with them. Hey, more diamonds. Nice. The rare mineshaft diamonds. Kingdom of the Sun and all. I would like to have a word with the management of the Sun. Yeah, so as far as caving to see if I can find creepers to kill for gunpowder, this has been pretty successful in terms of getting hold of iron and other resources. Zombie! Anytime anybody starts a sentence with no luck, I immediately hear it in, like, the hot fuzz. No luck catching them killers, then. It's just the one killer, actually. No luck finding them creeper spawners, then. They only have creeper spawners under the mesa. Why else do you think Jimmy set up there in the first place? That would be kind of a cool thing. Like if they genuinely did have creeper spawners in mesas. Because you imagine the amount of, like, Wild West gold mining, TNT blasting towns there are out there. It'd be, like, thematically appropriate in the same way that, like, gold. Gem, yes, please. Please do it. Incredible idea. It'd be hard to get the particles right, I know, but honestly, if we wanted to be in on the bit, we could just have Thwip set up like a command block to produce the spawner particles or something. I mean, this feels like it's more work than actually setting up a creeper spawner would be, because really all you have to do is have a spawner and then give it a creeper spawn egg, but I feel like a dummy one is even funnier. That was weird. I felt like I saw that minecart come to a stop as though it had just fallen down this little, like, waterfall here. As though somebody's just, like, delivered it to me. Was it this creeper? Imagine if the creeper wasn't in the game and someone made a suggestion to add a mob that behaves like that. There's no way it would be added. Yeah, what we want is a mob that blows up your builds. Considering how the community reacted to the Phantom, I cannot imagine the idea of, like, griefing mob would go down with this community. And yet somehow Minecraft was one step ahead of us. My inventory's a giant mess right now, but that's all about to change. Why don't I use Silk Touch for minerals? Because it's actually, in the majority of cases, with copper and redstone maybe being the exceptions, more effective to condense them into resource blocks. Hey, another diamond. And a looting 1 book. Very nice. I actually have a looting 1 sword that I got from the end, so that's not such a bad thing. But yeah, if you don't get 9 or more items from breaking a block like this, it's actually more space efficient to store them as resource blocks. And I also don't want to have to break them twice. Like, I fortune them now so that I don't have to fortune them later. In future, if I plan on building with these, or if I have an excess of the resources, then I'll gather them as resource blocks just so I can have the option of building with them later, but right now it's not my main concern. Is the server on hard difficulty? Yes. I believe so. Yes. Server difficulty hard. There it is. I always check these corridors because it feels like some of them are long enough that there would be another spider spawner down the other end. Not that I need more spider spawners at this point, but on occasion, the darkness at the end of them is deep enough that that looks like it would be the case. I think I'm going to get out of here. I think we're almost done with the stream anyway. What even would be the Minecraft mascot if the creeper didn't exist? They'd probably still have Herobrine, I imagine. Or they'd use some other relatively iconic mob like the zombie or the skeleton. They removed Herobrine. This is the beginning of the end, I know, right? No, the beginning of the end was Minecraft 1.0. Do you like the Creeper origin story that it was made on accident? Yeah. I tried to make a pig and it turned out it was standing on end, so I turned that into something that blows up your house if you go near it. Alright. I got you, I got you. So once again, for folks who weren't here about 45 minutes ago, you have to promise that once you see what is built at my base, you have to promise me that you're still going to go and watch this week's episode of Empires. Because there's going to be a really nice looking time lapse of it and everything. It doesn't look as great from this angle, but we're going to change that. I mainly built it with the view from my storage area in mind. Ta-da! The beginnings of my ruins. Oh no. Mr. Magoo's disappearing llamas. Don't worry, Scott, he'll be back. What texture pack am I using? The resource pack is Fwip's Foliage, which is only available to his patrons, but we have a couple of, like, specifically server-side resources, which is mostly for people's, like, custom models, like Jimmy's Sheriff's hat and stuff. Where do all of these stone things go? Boo, real deep slate. Boo. Cobbled deep slate only gang. Let's throw those in there, and those in there, and those in there, and get the glow ink and the name tags. I'm trying to work out if the first thing I name tag is going to be a warden. And, you know, it might. I personally really like the idea of using the warden just for, like, environmental effects in a dungeon somewhere. Like, you don't ever have the warden come into contact with the player, but it's name tagged and it always produces the darkness effect. So you could effectively impose that kind of effect on a player as part of a dungeon. I think that'd be kind of cool. Can you keep the warden as a pet? I mean, as long as you don't go anywhere near it, because if it sniffs you and attacks you, you'll die in several hits. But yes, you can pin the warden in. If you name tag one, they don't burrow back into the ground, so they won't ever despawn. Unless killed, which, you know, good luck. Is there any reason to kill the warden? I mean, it drops a skulk catalyst on death, which some people find a useful resource because they are not otherwise renewable. But honestly, it's more of a pain in the butt than it needs to be. Like, if you're a casual player, you probably have no need to ever kill it. Nice. So now I at least have enough to make 30 fireworks, which will go a decent way. I need to start smelting some of this copper, partly for XP, but also because I have way too much raw copper otherwise. So let's take some of that. Let's probably smelt the iron as well. Need to set up an auto smelter at some stage, but for now we can just cook it in the furnaces. Like, it's not going to take that long, realistically speaking. So much string just lying around now. I heard about the legend of a Copper King. Never heard of him. He sounds like an idiot. Let's throw these in here. Do I have a texture pack to not show the armor? Yes, that is the invisible armor resource pack, which you can probably find through like Planet Minecraft or a couple of other places. Put these in here. Yeah, I forget where the invisible armor thing comes from, but it's out there. I need to put mending on these boots, and I need to enchant these leggings with literally anything. Except Curse of Binding and Curse of Vanishing. Pedants, I hear you. Why would someone fixate on copper? It's not even valuable. Maybe he just likes beans. I think we've done it. Folks, I think we've done it. I think we've done a live stream. Another one of these live streams that we keep doing. Funny that. I will, before I go, do what I said I was going to do. Hup. You can't smoke cactus, can you? If only. So we'll swap these out just after the next ingot smelts. I think I did it just after, or just before instead of just after. Never mind. Smoked cactus sounds delicious. I've tried nopales before, and there's like tortillas made with cactus that are really good. I love an upgraded furnace for general use. Yeah, I just want to be able to smelt glass faster. That's really it. It's really all I want to do. Let's go looking for... There's probably some cornflowers over on the plains. Or I guess I have lapis. What am I talking about? I have so much lapis. And all I need is, like, a blue dye. I wanted to dye my shulker box cyan. That has all my backup gear in it. Because that one I'm like, oh yes, diamond color. So I'll always remember that that one's the backup gear. That's really it. That's what I wanted to do. And with that, I'm going to call it there for the stream. Folks, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you all had a good one. I'm going to go and watch a bit more tennis after getting a quick update on the scores. Oh, Norrie's 2 sets up and 1 game away. Excellent. Excellent stuff. 1 game away from the Wimbledon quarterfinal. He may even have won at this point. Who knows? Right, we're going to raid somebody else who's streaming Minecraft here on Twitch. And that's going to be... Let's raid Zedaf. Because Zedaf hasn't been able to stream or make videos for a little bit. And, is it Zedaf Plays on Twitch? Yeah. He's on Hermitcraft today. He's currently standing in front of... Oh, wait, no, he's just ended. Dang it. Unless he's just ended for a bit, but I don't think he has. No, everyone in the chat's saying bye. All right, we'll raid Joel Duggan instead. I'm pretty sure Joel hasn't just started. Me and Joel are going to be celebrating 200 episodes of the Spawn Chunks podcast tomorrow, which is a weird milestone. We've been doing that show for like 3-4 years now. It's bizarre. I'm old. I hope you all had a great stream, folks. Show Joel my love. This is Joel Duggan from the Spawn Chunks podcast, not Joel Smallish Beans, the Empire, the man, the myth, the 11-foot god. But yeah, Joel is a lovely dude, Canadian streamer. Does a lot of building. He's currently working on a long-term medieval build project on his server, the Citadel, which is a private community server he hosts for a few friends. Enjoy. I'll be back with you folks on Tuesday for another Choppin' Tuesday stream, probably once again from Empires. I expect at that point we'll be gathering some stone. I might go and try and get hold of a beacon at some stage. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, have a good one. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you in the week. My name is Pixarus. I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.